Colts should trade Andrew Luck. I know.
I just hope we can win a game.
That this team is light years away from winning its first Super Bowl. From management to the structure on the team to the pieces that they still need.
If you're a quarterback and the injury affects your throwing shoulder. So Indy has the number 3 pick in the draft. I'm seeing this team taking a quarterback and moving on.
The rivalry is back on.
The backup role has suited me well in my career.
Colts aren't at 32, but they are this year. Oh, you look at the personnel on defense. Who knows with Andrew Luck? I'm worried about the running game. I'm worried.
Ooh, you messed up.
What'd you do?
We are professionals. He didn't have our mics on.
What?
Would you like to start over?
Are we starting all over?
Start over, Pat.
All right. Hey, can everybody hear us now? Woohoo! Anyways, welcome to the second installment of D-Line Sports live podcast, coming to you live from the beautiful Burn&Bet Studios, where we want to thank our sponsor, Preferred Mechanical Services. So for any of your heating, cooling needs in the central Indiana area, give our friends at Preferred Mechanical Services a call at area code 317-924-4042. Now, I spoke with the owner personally. If you mention the D-Line Sports podcast, you will get 10% off of any home services. This doesn't account for commercial accounts, just for home accounts. Ooh. So mention D-Line Sports, call them guys, get 10% off of any of your heating, cooling needs, your plumbing needs. And I'll tell you what, if you've owned a home and you've dealt with other contractors, you're going to find that some will say, oh no, you got to have a new unit, when all it takes is a new board. So you can spend $3,000 or you can spend $300. Well, my friends at Preferred Mechanical, they are not going to overcharge you. They will be honest and fair with you. They will tell you if this is what will fix it or if you need a new unit. You can trust them. I give you my word on that. Anyways, today is a exciting show. Not as exciting as our last time because our guest, Coach Bob Lovell, was an absolute honor to have on our show.
I really enjoyed that.
The man knows more about sports than I've ever seen anybody know. And he's absolutely engulfed his entire life around sports. And he's just a a pleasant man to be around at all times. Absolutely love the guy. Anyways, today we're going to go over our mock drafts. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see the helmet. My last live, I brought this helmet in, or I talked about this helmet. It's double signed by Eric Ebron on a Colts mini helmet. If you post your mock drafts, just your first round, not the entire draft, but just your first round mock draft, just like me and Coach Swoops did on this board, if you post them into my thread, a couple days ago when I went live about the contest, and or today, post your first round picks into either one of those, or you can message me your picks, or you can message them to Coach Swoops. I'll get it right sooner or later. That will enter you into the contest, and the way it's going to work is from 1 to 32. If you get that number right, so like number 8, I got TJ Hookerson. If number 8 is picked TJ Hookerson, I get a point. So every position that I name off, if it's picked that way, I get a point. Whoever gets the most points wins. Now this mini helmet's very special to me. I got it signed myself at this year's NFL Combine. Got to meet Eric Ebron. Got him live on the show.
It's still got your stains of your tears of joy on
Oh,
it.
it's stains of something, but they're not tears. We got him live on the show. Had an absolute blast. A couple Colts fans that's been watching the show, Mr. Carvey and Mr. Thomas, they messaged me, hey, you going there? I'm like, yeah, all right, let's meet up. So we met up. You know, we didn't know each other except for on, Facebook and all that. But it was fun meeting new people and Colts fans in general. And we had an absolute blast that whole day. So this helmet means a lot. So I am in the running to win my own helmet. I can promise you that. I do not want to lose. And if Coach Swoops beats me, then all hell's going to break loose. Because I ain't giving him shit.
I like that.
So, anyway, where do you want to start, Coach?
Let's get rolling.
You want to get right into the picks?
Let's get rolling. Get right into it. I'm excited about this. So, with the number 1 pick in the NFL draft this year, the Arizona Cardinals. What do you think, Pat?
I got Kyler Murray.
I also have Kyler Murray.
Now, do you want to go tell everybody how you came up with your formula for your picks? And then I'll tell you how stupid you are and tell you my formula and how great it is.
So basically, I went along and I assumed that we're going to keep this simple. We're not going to have any trades in the first round. And I basically went by talent versus need on all of these. So I'm not the GM of the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know exactly what they want as far as maybe I like this guy because of the way he eats his cereal in the morning, but I see that they need help at certain positions or whatever. So that's where I made my choices. Now, this year I picked Kyler Murray. I know they went quarterback last year with Josh Rosen, but to me, with the rumors that have been going around about the trades for Rosen, possibly going to New England or the Giants, it makes sense that Kyler Murray would be a good fit with Cliff Kingsbury and his offense. So that's where I went. What do you think?
I think you're a pretty intelligent man, Coach. I really, really do. But I picked Kyler Murray to go number 1 as well. Mm-hmm. And I picked him for 2 reasons. He's a rookie. He's going to get a rookie deal.
Yeah.
You just got a rookie on the rookie deal.
Mm-hmm.
Your team can afford 2 rookies at the rookie price. Now you bring them both into camp, run them both through preseason.
Yeah.
And whoever pans out, that's who you're starting quarterback. Whoever doesn't, you've got some serious trade power
Yeah.
with that other rookie. So I like Josh Rosen.
Yeah.
He did fantastic. The kid's got a bullet for an arm. But how do you pass up a talented athlete like Murray?
It's tough. It's tough. To me, if you remove Rosen from the equation completely, put him on another team, this is without a question. It's Kyler Murray's the best athlete in the draft, and he's who should be picked number one. However, with Rosen being in the mix, and you start talking about money and personalities and coaches, that's where this becomes sticky. So I think this is where a lot of people are having a tough time with this. So to me, that's why I feel like Arizona is going to remove Rosen from the mix. It'll take all the complication out of it. You won't have a quarterback controversy. You won't have the possibility of losing face from having to trade your number one pick from the year ago, or from having to hold on to your number one pick from the year ago and possibly cut him the following year. You're going to be able to trade him and maybe pick up more draft picks. So that's my logic.
It can definitely go either way. But
yes,
the worst case scenario is they got two rookie quarterbacks fighting it out for a starting job. They're in the rookie contract. It's capped. So they're not going to spend $100 and some odd stupid $1 million for both people. You know, they're only paying $20 million max, I think, on a rookie contract.
I'm not sure what the numbers are exactly.
But it's really, really low for a rookie.
Yeah. And
so
you're talking about
you could afford to have two rookies their entire contract. Or you can, whichever one you think is going to pay off the most for you, you keep, you get rid of the other one. You could even trade him in this year's draft, like you were saying. Get you a couple second and third round picks, maybe even a number one for him. I don't know.
Well, and I think that's why the Giants and New England are being brought up. With the Giants, you already have.
Okay, first of all, I got a timeout.
Yeah.
Next show, no, make sure I get a yellow flag because he just got flagged on the show for mentioning that name. We do not mention that team from up north that cheats all the daggum time. We don't mention that name on this show, buddy.
Well, if you look at it, if you really look at it, and the Giants, they're ready to put Eli out to pasture. In my eyes,
I think so.
I mean, they seem to be ready to start rebuilding. Now I don't know if they're planning on this year is going to be our year for this quarterback or whatever. But nothing's a 100% in the NFL. To me, I feel like they're going to draft a quarterback this year anyway, so they may not go that direction. But New England, they take him in, and he's one of those low risk, high reward situations because they're not losing anything if he doesn't pan out anyway. At the end of his rookie contract, they'll let him go.
Right, and that's the exact point that I let him go at number one because you can't take a quarterback and let him slip through your fingers.
I agree.
And I think that's what they're looking at. I think that's what they're going to look at. And to me, it's a no-brainer because of it.
Yes.
Anyways, we can go on and on and on about the number one pick, but we got to keep on going. Got 32 teams to get through, and we got a bedtime we got to get to. Getting old, so we got to get to sleep. All right.
Pick number 2.
All right, we are dead even on this one as well. Nick Bosa.
To the 49ers.
To the 49ers.
The reason I picked Bosa, I think it's fairly obvious. I mean, if he doesn't go number 1, he's definitely going number 2. It's a no-brainer to me, and I don't care what your need is. You can never have enough pass rushers.
Never. Well, and the 49ers got Jimmy Garoppolo out there. They're not looking at another high-profile quarterback to compete.
Nope.
You know, they've already paid him his $100 and some stupid $1 million contract. So
now that.
But you're right. You know
that being said, I think the only way that Nick Bosa doesn't go at number 2 is if he goes at number 1.
And it's quite possible that they just stick with Rosen and let Murray fall wherever he falls.
Yeah.
Because what was Rosen? drafted last year?
I think he was the number 3 pick. I could be wrong. I
No,
believe he was
because
number 3.
Jets traded with us for number 3 last year.
Then he was.
And they took Sam Darnold. I think it was 5. Anyway,
slightly lower.
If you guys know, let
us have it.
Comment to us. We got Clyde telling us it's about $22 million over 4 years for a rookie contract.
That sounds about right.
And Christian goes, "Whoa, family show." So you need to watch your language, young man.
I'll have to watch it.
Or it was probably me. All right, number 3, New York Jets. Who you got?
We differ a little bit here. That's to me. This becomes it's a similar situation to Nick Bosa. You can never have enough pass rushers, and Josh Allen is a freak athlete. I watched him in his bowl game this year, and he's a manimal. I like this guy. I like him a lot. I don't think you can beat him on that edge, other than maybe Bosa.
It is really a coin toss there. My personal thought is I went with a need for a defensive tackle to stop that run game. Jets are still going into Pittsburgh. They're still going into New England.
They're slightly weak up the middle.
They are. So I just determined their strongest need, and that's the way I picked my picks this year. Is I went and read as much as I could about the teams and what their strongest needs were, and that's who I put in there.
There you go.
So
can't argue it. The top 10 picks are really tough to argue.
Oh, we got an answer. Pretty sure Rosen went number 10.
I didn't think he was that low.
It's possible.
But that's still a hell of a pick to just.
I know
give
Lamar
up on
Jackson
after 1 year
went 32 because Baltimore traded New England for that pick.
All right, let's go number 4 to the Raiders. I've got Quinnen Williams,
and I got Josh Allen.
Now I've looked at a lot of the mock drafts, and I've been watching the NFL Network and Sports Center, and a lot of people are talking about Ed Oliver at this position just because he's similar to
Mac.
No, he's similar to old boy from the Rams. Good Lord, I can't remember his name right now. It's escaping me. The defensive tackle.
Shug?
No, the big guy, the defensive MVP this year.
Oh.
I screwed you up too, didn't I?
Yeah. You said defensive tackle. And
he's all over the line. But anyway.
I'll think about it as soon as the cameras get turned off.
Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be at home. I'll wake up in the middle of the night. Oh, yeah. What the hell's wrong with you?
Williams was such a monster at Alabama. He looked like a man amongst boys. As far as defensive linemen go, just pure defensive linemen, I don't know how you can beat him. I definitely don't think Ed Oliver's is as talented as he is. But
it's a good pick. It's a good pick. I think
and I can't blame you for Josh Allen in your spot if he's still available at that spot. I think he's definitely a good guy for Gruden.
Well, like I said, I looked at their strongest need.
Yeah.
And I started filling in the best player for that need. That's the way I came up with my picks.
Okay.
But you know what? They could be. Look what John Gruden did. He got rid of Mac.
Well, and I think you'll see as
and
my
a couple
draft,
others. You're like, why in the hell is he doing that?
As my version of this draft,
he might pick a kicker with number 1. You never know.
Yeah.
You don't know about that fella.
He might trade up. You never know.
All right, number 5, Tampa Bay.
Number 5, Tampa Bay. I've got Greedy Williams from LSU.
That's a strong need. I went with Dwayne Haskins.
And to me, that's a wee bit of a surprise.
Why?
A wee bit. Now, I still like Jameis Winston. I think he's still a viable quarterback, especially Bruce Arians. I think you got to give him a chance with Arians.
I liked Darnold, Sam Darnold. Mm-hmm. Christian just
Donald,
not Darnold. What?
Donald,
my dyslexic butt.
Yeah, from the
Good
Rams.
job, Kristen.
Thank you. You got a kiss on the cheek.
Not for me though. I'm married. But I went with Haskins because I looked at it this way. If your backup, Ryan Fitzpatrick, plays 10 times better than you, and you come in and you stink it up, you're not – the NFL stands for not for long.
It sure does.
You're not going to have that position no longer. And if you look what Haskins done at Ohio State, the kid, he's got the size. He's, 6'6"?
He's a big fella.
Yeah, I don't want to find him.
He's got the prototype quarterback body.
He does.
Drop back, accurate.
Legs.
Big arm. He can run when he has to.
And
he's
got a cannon for an arm.
I think the only thing that you've got with Haskins that's a drawback with him is his sample size. Having only started as long as he has, he hasn't got a full college career behind him. But, you're not seeing that much.
Sam Darnold didn't either. The Jets picked him at number 3.
There you go.
Wasn't he a freshman or something?
I believe he was 2 years, 1 year starter, 2 years in school.
Maybe something like that.
Yeah.
No experience whatsoever. And he goes number 3. And and you know what? I was laughing at the Jets fans when they picked him. I'm like, sorry, but that's just not going to pan out. That kid does not got the moxie.
I think he's going to be all right.
To do it. And I'll tell you what, I was 100% wrong.
Yeah.
I watched him, because I was laughing at him.
Mm-hmm.
And
he was fun to watch.
And I'll tell you what,
this past year,
the tables are turning. They're laughing at me. He really, really developed into a great young quarterback, and now he's getting some talent around him.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Having Le'Veon Bell in that backfield is going to be
that and the new uniforms. The new uniforms changing everything.
It's sexy. It's really sexy. I like it.
I don't see it.
It might get him a date. Okay, let's go. Number 6, the Giants. I've got them going quarterback with Drew Lock.
I've got the same thing.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, though, if Tampa Bay doesn't take Haskins, I guarantee you the Giants will.
Well, and to me, this is that sample size going the other way. I think you look at Drew Lock's career at Missouri, 3-year starter. He's played a lot of games. They know exactly what they're getting with this kid. So I think that's going to be the deciding factor between them choosing Locke or Haskins, if it comes down to that.
All right, now let me ask you this question, Coach. Locke's schedule out of Missouri, do you think it is as tough as Ohio State's schedule?
I think...
See, to me, that shows more. You're putting up consistent numbers against high-quality teams.
I see your point there. However, it's not like he's playing against a bunch of chumps in the.
No, I'm not calling them chumps. I'm not calling, but as the bigger schools get the better talent.
Missouri doesn't play Michigan every year.
No, they don't play Notre Dame every year.
Yeah.
They don't play Michigan State every year.
Yeah.
Ohio State does. And these are top-tier schools that brings in top-tier talent.
Yeah.
And if you look at the talent that one's facing here and the talent that one's facing there, I give the edge to the one that's facing the better talent.
Well, Missouri's no Sisters of the Blind. That's a big-time program. They've had NFL talent come through there on a fairly regular basis. So I don't give him the small school.
Yeah, they're not playing Bowling Green.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're not playing Michigan State. They're not playing Notre Dame.
They are not.
Which I don't know. They might have. I don't know what their schedule is, but
I digress.
My point,
Let's
Haskins is going to go before Locke.
Okay. Number 7, we have Jacksonville, and I have them going wide receiver with Marquise Brown. I'm very proud of this pick. I like this one a lot. I'm not a Jacksonville fan as I am a Colts fan, but I think this is going to be a...
Do I hint a little bit of Jaguar love over here?
You're
going to get some hate mail tonight, baby.
I'm sure I am. But I feel like this is a dynamic pick for them to put with Nick Foles. I think having him with a legitimate running game and a legitimate deep threat with Marquise Brown, I think is going to help them out immensely. I don't feel like they're going to go defense at all. At number 7, they have no need for it.
Did you not see the collapse of their defense last year?
Did you see the collapse of that offense?
I seen the collapse of the entire team.
But
from the year
their leading
prior,
wide receiver
their defense
was Dante
took them all the way
Moncrief.
to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And then the next year, Kaplui, they did not have a defense.
Well, it was a cascade failure. But I think a lot of it comes from poor quarterback play and a lack of playmakers on offense.
Yeah, who was that quarterback out there? They paid $100 and something million.
Bortles. So,
and then you're going to bench him.
Oh, boy.
You're going to pay this man $100 and something stupid $1 million and then bench him.
Is he still with Jacksonville? Where did he go?
I think they cut him. They traded him or just let him go.
I think there's a Taco Bell in Jacksonville now that has a new line cook. But
all right, well, my pick here, I got him going Juwan Taylor out of Florida.
He's a fantastic offensive lineman.
Ain't he, though?
Yeah, he's fun to watch.
And if they're trying to bring in a new quarterback, which you know they are,
that dude's got good feet.
The AFC South saw exactly how successful the Indianapolis Colts were last year with their picks. The way they built up that line, the way they protected Luck, and I guarantee you Jacksonville is going to try to copy us. Guarantee it. I'll put a 25-cent bet on this one, that they go offensive line before they go defense.
Well, we'll see. Well, definitely before they go defense.
Can we place bets on Facebook Live?
If
we've done anything wrong, Facebook gods, we apologize and we take it back. Number 9, Detroit Lions.
Number 8.
Or 8.
Yes, Detroit Lions. I've got Detroit sticking with a Michigan guy and going with Rashawn Gary. Matt Patricia's a defensive guy, and this dude's got teeth. He's a nasty football player. I like seeing him come into Detroit and helping reshape that pass rush a little bit.
All right, we got to respond to a comment here. One of our viewers out there says, "Luck sucks." Now, everybody watching, anybody watching after this, do not go after this man. This man is a personal friend of mine. I've known him damn near all my life. The only thing wrong with him, he's a great person. He's got great kids. Firefighters, EMTs, everybody in the family, they help people. This man here, he goes and donates his time to wounded vets. The only problem this gentleman has is he's a New England fan.
Good heavens.
So do not go after him, but he's a great trash talker, but he's a good friend. And he loves all of us, I guarantee you that. But he just likes to talk some shit with us. Sorry.
Well, let's talk about your number 8 pick. You got T.J. Hawkinson out of Iowa.
I do. What do you think about that?
That is an incredible athlete there. That is a human being that is playing tight end that should be playing wide receiver. He is the prototype for the new tight end in the NFL. I think he's going to be very good. He would be a definite boon for Detroit. Yes.
Now you bring up Patricia being a defensive minded. I look at it as the other way. His mentor, Bill Belichick, he likes to score and score a lot. Mm-hmm. The only way to get out of your mentor's shadow is to do what he taught you, but do it better than him.
Well, and I'll tell you.
So I honestly think his career as a head coach, you will see him do everything he can to build the biggest, baddest, scoring offense that can be created on the turf, just to get out of Cheetah-Check's shadow. That's why I went with
Hawkinson. Of all the tight ends in the draft this year, he's a vertical threat. He can run you right up the seam and blow the top off your defense all day long.
Absolutely.
Let's move on. Number 9, Buffalo.
We went dark, Tony. Okay, got it. Good deal. Buffalo. I got N'Keal Harry.
N'Keal Harry from Arizona State?
Yes.
Yes. That guy is a freak athlete. He's very impressive. He's one of those guys, he'll catch the ball and run with it all day if you don't drop him with about 2 safeties and a linebacker. He's tough to bring down. I like N'Keal Harry. I don't think that's a poor pick. I have Ed Oliver finally making it onto the draft board at number 9.
Well, you are just sucking up every defensive player you can, aren't you?
I'm telling you, I'm a defensive guy myself, so.
I am too, but my formula, I had to fit the best player at the
Well,
need.
I look at the need, and this year Buffalo retired Kyle Williams. And that guy has been he has been a keystone of that defense for years. They're going to try to fill that quick, I believe. And Ed Oliver is going to give them the ability. He can play inside and outside.
Yes, sir.
So I think he'll give them a lot of versatility along that defensive front, and maybe that'll start helping Tremont Edmonds to come along and start looking like the linebacker they were hoping he was going to look like. So that's where I picked Ed Oliver.
All right, we got a comment here. Clyde says, Harry is way too high, Pat. Wow. That's okay. Hey, you guys remember my motto. Opinions are like armpits. Everybody has one, and they all stink. So these are my...
I like that you said armpits.
Yeah, somebody convinced...
Family show, Kristen.
Somebody convinced me to go armpits instead of the other way. But, and it's possible. It's possible I got every one of these picks wrong.
Oh, yeah.
These are just, you guys, this is just what I truly think. You know, that's why they call it a mock draft. And nobody knows until they finally call the name on stage. But I saw the need there for Buffalo needing a big-time receiver. They picked up...
Definitely. Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, rookie quarterback.
He's got a big arm and no one to throw it to.
Got hurt early in the season last year, couldn't really prove himself. But he's going to come back, and he's going to need some weapons. And that's why I went with him. I thought he was one of the top 1-2 receivers in this year's draft, and that's how I got him up there.
Oh, definitely in the top 5, easily.
Yeah. All right. Number 10.
The Broncos. I like Garrett Bradbury. He's I know this isn't a sexy pick. It's an offensive lineman. I couldn't get out of the top 10 without picking a big ugly. So
D-line, baby!
let's go with Garrett Bradbury. He can play guard. He can play center. He's very versatile. He's got great feet and hands. I watched him in the combine this year, and he was textbook. I think the Broncos, having given up 34 sacks last year and having a 3 million year old quarterback, I believe that this is going to be a big help for them.
It's solid.
Yeah.
When you got a versatile lineman that can play several spots, it's hard to go wrong. Yeah. Especially with them still searching to find that marquee quarterback that they need.
Definitely. And they may be, to me, they may be setting up for next year for that for Lawrence from Clemson.
Very possible.
This may not be the
come
year.
out next year.
I believe he will. He's
I call him Sunshine.
To me, all the quarterbacks in college football last year, to me, he looked like he was the most ready as a freshman.
Now, can anybody tell me where I referenced Sunshine from? Nothing to win, but tell me what show I referenced that from. We'll continue. I've got David Montgomery from Iowa State filling in my number 10 to Denver.
I want to hear your explanation for this.
I ain't giving it to you.
Come on!
I don't even know what position the guy plays.
What?
Yeah, I forgot. And I forgot to write it down in my notes.
What is wrong with you? I believe he's a receiver.
He is a receiver. To me, that's part of that building up that backfield that Denver has to get done. They have to get it done. They're putting some people back there right now. That's going to keep fans in the stand. But I think
Calvin Ridley was a good try last year.
You're 100% right. I think they're looking for the future. They're not looking for the 2019-2020 season. Yeah. I really think they're looking. But you bring in some of these key young people that to already start filling in the spots, and then boom, then you get your marquee.
Yep, I agree.
That's why I went with Montgomery.
Very good.
And, Clyde, you are 100% right. Remember the Titans. Too easy. My man's on fire.
Eric, I believe the rule in the NFL is you have to be 2 years out of high school. That's why I say that Lawrence will come out next year.
It is 2 years. And he is, what was he?
He was a
true
freshman
freshman this year. Plays
He'll be a
next
sophomore
year.
next year.
And then he can enter if he wants to.
Yep.
I don't know if he will.
We shall see.
We will. All right, going on to number 11.
The Cincinnati Bengals. I've got them going with offensive tackle with Jawan Taylor. If you saw this guy from Florida last year, I don't know if he locks down the edge of a line better than anybody. Or I think he locks down the edge of a line better than anybody in college football last year. He's got great feet. He's quick off his first step. Cincinnati gave up 37 sacks last year, and if they don't go quarterback, they're going tackle. So
I think it's an awesome pick, and if you look, I got him going a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Because he is an absolute beast. You know, I look at him and I look at some of those corn-fed boys out of Notre Dame, Quentin Nelson, and there's a couple others out of Notre Dame that could possibly leak into the Colts organization because Ballard's got a quick reference.
He's got
to how these people are in the locker room. Hey, do you think they'll fit our system? Oh, yeah, this guy, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no, not him. He was a little, whatever.
Yeah.
But he's got inside track to those players at Notre Dame right now for the next couple of years with Nelson. But anyways, I got him going Devin White out of LSU.
Man, that guy's tough. He's just tough. He's a super athlete. He's a sideline to sideline guy. I like White. I like him a lot. So I can see him going that high. And with Cincinnati moving on from Vontaze Burfict, it would make sense.
Some people are saying that this is the year to replace Dalton. I don't think so. I think they're gonna hold on to Dalton.
I mean, you've got a new coach coming in. So we'll see what happens. Chances are, if they can find the quarterback they want at that pick, and I don't know if it's going to be possible, we'll see. I think they'll pull the trigger on it because head coach is going to want his quarterback. Now, if he's satisfied with Dalton and what he
still
sees,
has to play with.
They may stick with him, and you may see Dalton around for another couple years.
If the GM is still loving Dalton, the coach might not get what he wants.
Yeah.
And the new coach coming in is going to know if he's going to get what he wants.
That's true.
All right, moving on.
Number 12.
Green Bay.
All you Packers fans out there, I've got DK Metcalf.
No way. You lost your daggum mind putting DK that high?
I sure have.
Well, dadgummit, I did too. Same spot, same team.
That guy looks like he's made of steel. He's I try to think of someone he reminds me of. Anquan Bolden. I mean, he's Anquan Bolden
2.0.
2.0. If him and Calvin Megatron had a baby. This guy down the sideline, you put a deep 50-50 ball up, he's taking it. It's not a 50-50 ball anymore. It's his ball. This guy's tough. He's got great hands. He's fast. I think he ran a 4.3 40 in the combine. I don't know if there's a better just pure athlete at that position. Once he gets in the NFL, he may be the best one.
And what was Green Bay's biggest trouble last year?
They did not have playmakers.
Rodgers could not do it all himself.
No
and that's why I went with Metcalf. They are going to get Rodgers the help that he actually needs before they start building anywhere else on that team. And that's why I went with him. All right, moving on, number 13.
Miami Dolphins. They are a dumpster fire inside of a hot mess right now. So when that happens to a team, you usually start at quarterback, and I went with Dwayne Haskins. This is where I think he finally comes off the draft board. Coming out of Ohio State, he's very accurate. He's big. He moves around the pocket well. I like him a lot. I think he's a good quarterback to rebuild your franchise around. I don't think he's going to have a great year there. They got a okay offensive line. They got a decent running game, but he doesn't have a lot of toys to play with. But I think that's where he's going to go.
Well, I've already got rid of him, so it don't set with me. But I do have Daniel Jones out of Duke.
Ooh, I like Daniel Jones too. I like him too. I don't have him going in the first round, just based on the fact that I don't have a ton of faith in the quarterback talent in the draft this year.
Didn't they get rid of Tannehill already?
They have already gotten rid of Tannehill.
So what does that tell you?
He's gone.
Their biggest need is going to be at the quarterback position.
Definitely.
So
if he's what is left in your draft, then that's where he's.
So the talent that I had left, he was rated there.
Yes.
That's where I stuck him.
I like
Miami. Number 14.
Atlanta Falcons. I like Byron Murphy. He's a cornerback from Washington. Atlanta has no depth in their defensive secondary. They're weak. They just retired Brett Grimes, I believe. So they needed the help. I think this is a no-brainer that they're going to go defensive back, whether they go safety or corner. I went with Murphy because I just felt like he was the best talent in the defensive secondary that was left at this point.
Ed Oliver.
To
me, Ed Oliver fell all the way down to number 14 because of some of the sideline issues that he's had, some of the troubles he's had out at Houston. Now he's turned things around. He's done really well, and I hope he has an illustrious career in the NFL. Anybody that works that hard should be rewarded.
Yeah.
Always a mantra of mine. Work hard, it pays off. Doesn't matter. So, but some things do affect you.
Definitely.
And I think this is one of the things that is going to affect him, going to drop him down. Atlanta is short everywhere on defense. In my opinion,
They got old quick,
Oliver,
and they got beat up by free agency. It was
being one of the top defensive personnel at this position, at the number 14 position. And I stuck him in there. I still like it. We'll see what happens.
Yes. Number 15, the Washington Redskins.
I went with Trey Jackson, quarterback out of Buffalo.
Wow. Now,
wow, good wow, or wow, you're about as dumb as that door handle.
No, wow, I'm kind of shocked because I know Case Keenum is probably a bridge quarterback. They don't know what's going to happen with Alex Smith. They've got a big question mark at that position. And I understand that, but are you going to drop your number 15 pick after, especially having Drew Lock and Jones from Duke and Haskins and Kyler Murray off the board now at this point? Are you going to go with the fifth best quarterback in the draft at number 15?
Yeah, I wrote it down. I'm not changing my mind.
I love it. Okay, so I kind of went with them trying to get a playmaker at this point. I feel like they're weak at wide receiver, so I went with N'Keal Harry. We talked about him earlier.
Is that how you say his name?
N'Keal Harry.
I always said Neil or Nee or something like that. I don't know.
It sounds like a
Bo Hillbilly Buzz better learn how to spell and talk right.
It sounds like
doing this kind of stuff.
Some kind of cologne or something like obsession. No, I like N'Keal Harry. He's good deep threat. He's tough over the middle. He's an all-around good receiver. So.
Whatever team picks him up is going to be happy with it.
Yeah, I agree.
Bottom line, it's just a matter of are you right? Am I right? Is the rest of the world right where this guy's going to fall?
Yeah.
But wherever he falls, he's going to shine, without a doubt. I don't think.
I agree.
Number 16, Carolina.
I think Carolina falls under that dumpster fire thing too with their offense. They have Cam Newton, who plays running back, quarterback, wide receiver. part-time water boy. So I think we got to get him some help. And I went with TJ. I went with TJ Hawkinson here. And this is one of those picks that, man, I really wish I could justify Hawkinson going that low. I don't know. He may go higher than that.
Like
But
at
this-
number
but at
8
this
or
point-
something?
yeah,
Where I've got him?
At this point in my draft, he can't sit in the green room anymore. He's got to go out, and I think you give Cam Newton a quality target at that point, especially with Greg Olsen leaving.
Well, I'll agree with the quality target, but I went with Marquise Brown there.
Very good.
Because even though Cam had the shoulder surgery, I think he's going to come back.
I do too.
Stronger than ever. I've watched Cam since he was in Auburn. I am a Cam Newton fan.
Yeah.
I love to watch. I don't care for his clothing to pick out for interviews or anything like that. That's just not my style.
Come on, you don't
but
like
to
the
me,
high
it doesn't
water
change
pants?
my mind about the style of player is what he does for his community. But I really think he's going to come back strong this year. And what do you need for a player coming back? You need him to have targets.
Yes, I agree with that. He's not got a lot to throw to right now.
All right, moving on, number 17, New York Giants.
The New York Giants got this pick from a trade with Cleveland when Odell Beckham Jr. went there. I think at this point, the Giants, in my trade, they went with Drew Lock at quarterback. So we need to give him somebody to throw to other than Sterling Shepard. And I went with A.J. Brown out of Mississippi. I think he's solid.
Very solid pick.
I don't know if you can go wrong with that kid. To me, he fits right into that situation.
I went with receiver 2. But I went with Deebo Samuel
Okay.
out of South Carolina. Kid is huge. He's got hands like that's one hand.
I know. He's got
He
catchers.
can catch. Oh my goodness. Either way they go with either pick, Giants are going to be happy if they picked either one.
Yes.
Now we're not the GM of the Giants, so. But if I was, I wouldn't have got rid of OBJ.
I'm still questioning.
You know,
on
as
their
much
end.
as I love my Mannings, I would have let Eli go before I let OBJ go.
I totally agree with that. And having
Because you always hear
a 1-2 punch with Barkley and Odell Beckham Jr.
Right,
To
and
me,
then you
that's
bring
something
that
you don't
third,
see every
then
day.
you bring that third beast in, and then you got
Yeah.
you a 3-headed monster that terrorizes people.
Yeah.
Look what New England did with it. Look what Dallas did when they had the 3 heads. You know, you just can't beat it. It's tough.
It's tough.
So you've got 2 of those pieces with Barkley and OBJ.
It's like legs on a table.
Now you find somebody else to finish it off. Eli is definitely ready to retire. If he's not, he should.
He's definitely over the hill.
I called Peyton, left him a message, like, "Hey, we're going to sit down and talk with Eli."
Well, he called me. He's upset about that. He didn't like you picking on his little brother.
Well, you might not like it, but it's the truth.
All right.
Too much daggone fun.
Let's go to number 18, the Minnesota Vikings. This is another one.
This was a tough one for me.
Man, I didn't want this kid to fall this far. Montez Sweat. He's an edge rusher from Mississippi State, and good heavens,
He has got some hell of highlight reels.
it's unfair. It's unfair how athletic this kid is. He's running, I believe it was a 4.40, and he's 260 pounds. That's not fair. Who's going to get away from that? Who's going to stop him? So, I mean, if he can read on the defensive side at all, he's going to be very successful. And if he stays injury-free, that's going to be the key. And being in Minnesota, I think running on that carpet there, it's going to look good. It's going to look real good. And he's got a lot of help on that defense.
Hey, we got a comment by Eric. He says, nobody helped themselves more in the combine than Sweat.
I agree. I just hope he doesn't turn out being one of those big combine busts.
And
But
then
he looked very good.
Christian says that Sweat should go higher. You don't know what you're talking about. Now, for my, where were we? 18. I got this was a hard one for me because there are so many high needs Minnesota has right now.
Yeah.
But I've got a standing thought process that your offensive line, your defensive line is step one at all phases. Doesn't matter.
It all starts up front.
You can have the greatest quarterback, but if you've got the weakest line, he's junk.
If you have a good offensive line, you'll make a quarterback a star.
You'll make a mediocre quarterback a superstar with that offensive line. So, like I said, this was really, really tough. But I went with Josh Williams out of Alabama, offensive tackle.
Oh, Jonah Williams is tough. He's got a really
I said
nice.
Josh, didn't I?
Yeah,
I meant Jonah.
He's got a
I
really
was looking at it on my notes too. And
he's got a really nice vertical step or horizontal step when he comes out of his stance. The only thing that I saw that with him, he tends to reach a little bit.
You can coach that out of him, though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You can coach that out of him.
And he is a coachable player. There's a lot of GMs and coaches during the combine that were saying he's not a tackle, that he's a guard, and he took offense to that. And I think he should have.
No,
He says he's a tackle.
I'm being corrected on Facebook too. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
My dyslexia is kicking up.
No, I think Jonah Williams is a great first-round pick for anybody.
Number 19, Tennessee.
19, Tennessee. I have safety. They're going safety with Jonathan Abram from
You
Mississippi
are
State.
getting rid of all my defensive stars.
Yeah, Mississippi State's going to go back-to-back at 18 and 19, according to my mock draft. I believe with Mike Vrabel being a defense guy and Tennessee being weak up the middle in their defensive secondary, that's a good pick for them.
Hey, solid. Can't say nothing about it. Now, I went the other way. I went with another offensive tackle, Cody Ford out of Oklahoma.
Oh, man, he was fun to watch in the combine this year.
Wasn't he, though?
He was really fun. He has great feet, high motor.
Okay.
High motor.
Now, we just talked about offensive line, defensive line being step number one. That offensive line will make a mediocre quarterback a superstar. And who did we pick for number one draft pick for this year's draft?
Oh, with
Quarterback
Colts.
out of Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And now offensive tackle out of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
You following the pattern?
Yes. Yes, I
All
see
right.
it.
As long as you know I'm right. Number 20, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Whoa.
Who's
we have
calling into the show?
Hello, Burn&Bet Studios.
I guess they didn't want to talk.
Okay, nothing to say. Okay,
Pittsburgh, number 20.
Pittsburgh at number 20. I have them finding a replacement for Antonio Brown and going wide receiver with Riley Ridley. This is Calvin Ridley's little brother. He played for Georgia. Georgia had a pair of really good receivers this year, but I really feel like he might have been the better of the two. I liked him a lot, and that's why I went with him at 20.
I think Pittsburgh's going to make a statement. They will not go with a wide receiver with their first pick.
Just stick with Juju.
They're gonna show the world that they're fine with letting Brown go.
Okay.
That they don't have to replace him. I really think that they're going to go with Greedy Williams out of LSU, cornerback, and make a daggum statement.
They need some help in that secondary. I don't think that's a bad idea.
Eric here on Facebook says, Coach Levin himself some wide receiver round one.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Okay, let's go. Number 21, Seattle. I chose Josh Jacobs at running back. They still haven't found that solid running back since they lost Marshawn Lynch. I believe that Coach Carroll likes his running game quite a bit, and it hasn't been there for him for the last couple of years. And I think that Josh Jacobs is probably the best running back in the draft.
I got to go DeAndre Baker out of Georgia.
Okay.
Hey, you said everything pertinent to my pick, just a different guy.
I like it.
Moving on, 22, Baltimore.
Go for it.
I've got him going Chris Lindstorm, guard out of Boston College. They got their marquee quarterback last year.
They're trying to reshape that running game, too. They're trying to bring it back to the NFL. I like it.
And step number one.
Yeah, they got their quarterback.
Offensive line, defensive
Let's go
line,
get that
step
line.
number one.
I kind of went a little bit of a different direction. I think Baltimore's going to go back to their roots. They gave up on C.J. Mosley this year. I don't know if it was because of money, if it was because of age, but I think they're going to go linebacker and they're going to pick Devin White from LSU. That's where I've got him falling. I know we've already talked about him. He's a great inside linebacker. I feel he'll fit right in Baltimore.
He'll fit in anywhere. You put that man in any system, and he will instantly shine.
I agree.
He is an all-around
He's a great athlete.
athlete.
Great athlete.
All right, moving on. 23, Houston. This one sounded like it was hard for him.
Yeah, I don't like Houston. I don't like them, and I needed a place to send Jonah Williams. So I like Jonah Williams. Maybe that's a bad thing for me, but they gotta figure out how to protect their quarterback there. They had problems with him running into the rush all season last season, and he's getting beat up.
I agree with you, Coach. They do, but I've already spent Jonah. He's already gone, so you can't pick him. But I did go with Dalton Reiser out of Kansas State.
Okay.
But I agree with your point. They got to get some help. And again, the AFC South seen the success that we had with the way we picked.
Yes.
Last year's draft.
Yeah, I think you're going to see it. I think you're
And
going to see
any
a lot
business,
of offensive linemen
anytime any team has success, they get mimicked. What do you think? When Wendy's comes out with a bacon cheese fry, next thing you know, Burger King comes out with a bacon cheese fry. Next thing you know, McDonald's got a bacon. Anytime success is successful, it's mimicked.
Yes.
So, but your points about protecting that quarterback,
100%.
100%. But I still think they're going to copy us because they're losers.
I like it.
All right. Number 24, Oakland Raiders.
I want to hear yours first.
I got Rashawn Gary, defensive tackle out of Michigan.
Gary. I like him.
Can you do that voice again for us? And then say cookies. sound like the Cookie Monster over there.
I like Rashawn Gary a lot. I feel like he's a good fit in Oakland. I've actually heard whispers about Rashawn Gary and ending up in Oakland with John Gruden. He really likes him. He's talked him up quite a bit. I went with Clellan Ferrell. This is where we start to come back and replace what we lost with Mac. He's incredibly quick off the edge. He's got a great first step. I don't think they can go wrong there. Defense with Oakland so far.
Yeah, you can't.
Pair him with Quinnen Williams on that front.
I'll tell you what. It's evident.
They become an elite pass rushing team again.
With everybody that's commenting, everybody's done their homework with these players. Now, we might not all agree with each other on every position, but it's evident that everybody's done their homework.
Yes.
And you can't go wrong with that pick.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You can't go wrong.
I don't think so.
I can't go wrong with that pick. Eric couldn't go wrong with this pick. Cody couldn't go wrong with this pick.
This is a very deep first round this year.
It is. All right, moving on. I got switched pages. Well, I wish I could turn the camera on our production manager sleeping over there. Are you not having any fun, Tony?
Too much Fortnite. At number 25, the Philadelphia Eagles. I've got them choosing Jeffrey Simmons out of Mississippi State. He's just a reload on defense for them. They lost Michael Bennett to the New England Patriots. They're going to need to fill back in at that position. It's a key position for them. They really like that defensive line, and right in the middle, he's going to be a perfect fit for them, I believe.
Awesome pick. Awesome pick. I went the other line. I went offensive tackle with Andre Dillard.
Man, they need to keep that quarterback off his back.
Don't they, though? 2 seasons in a row, season-ending injuries.
And now they've lost their safety net.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Foles is gone.
Yeah. A big safety net.
Yes.
So I really think they're going to start trying to shore up every inch of that line that they possibly can.
Well,
and they can fill in some of the other gaps on defense through free agency, later round picks, things of that. And I don't know how many picks they actually got in this year's draft, but sure. I think their biggest need is to keep Wentz healthy.
They have
all
to.
Year long.
They have to. That's critical. If they lose Wentz this year, they're done. Just done. If they lose Wentz in game 1, they won't win a game after that.
Yeah, who's their backup now?
Good question.
I'll do it. I'll see it. I can't throw the ball, but I can say Omaha.
Next pick, near and dear to my heart, the Indianapolis Colts select. I have them going with Christian Wilkins from Clemson. To me, we could have gone Wilkins or Dexter Lawrence. I don't think you can go wrong at that position. He's a monster. I mean, what does he weigh? 340?
Something like that.
And he's very athletic for 340. He's nasty. He's got that
move.
He's got that bad attitude you want him to have. I think that's going to be great. It's going to keep the
but that attitude is only when he has that helmet on.
Yeah.
Everything that I've read about him, he's one of those gentle giants. Absolutely pleasure to be around.
I agree with that.
Some of his teammates have said, but when they said he straps on that helmet, get out of his way.
Yeah, well, and he's going to help keep the offensive line off those linebackers, and he's going to help out immensely with making the flow for them free. And if you keep the linebackers flowing free with the tacklers that we have,
you want to see Leonard be able to do what he is God-given talent to do.
That's what you have to do.
Open him up. Let him do that float. Let him run.
Yeah.
You can't coach around that. You cannot set a game plan against somebody that's out there running free will and destroying things.
I don't believe Wilkins will be a stat sheet stuffer. He's not going to get you a ton of sacks. He's not going to get a great big bunch of tackles for loss, but what he will do is he'll make the other guys a lot better around him.
Yeah, I got the same pick on this one, Coach. One thing that not really does scare me, but one thing that I think about, reports come out that Reggie Wayne is going to read off the Colts' first, second-round pick.
Yeah.
One of our marquee wide receivers. Mm-hmm. Indy fans love Reggie. Reggie.
Yeah.
So you see that, and you instantly think, well, Reggie's going to call out another receiver. But you know how the draft goes. And you know it's a gigantic chessboard of misdirections and all this other crap.
I don't think the talent's there, though. Not at that pick. I think it's gone by the time that pick comes around.
You know what? It's possible. But if Reggie, everybody else is thinking Colts aren't even going to look at receiver. Watch Colts go for a receiver first round. Now, I got him. It's on the board. That's my pick. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah.
But I would not be surprised if Ballard's misdirection was to say, all right, Reggie, you're going to call out our number 2 pick. People are going to think you're going to call out a receiver because everybody knows we need
Maybe
defense.
so.
And next thing you know, sleight of hand, and they're picking up a receiver that people think is still going to be on the board.
We'll see.
It's a possibility,
Yes.
and it's a very good possibility if you ask me.
All right. Pick number 27. We got the Oakland Raiders
to
on the board
Oakland.
again.
Jiminy Christmas.
Again.
Is this number 3 or 4 or
Yes.
5 on the first round?
Yeah, number 3. I have them going linebacker with Devin Bush. They're reloading on defense in my scenario. So Devin Bush, he just feels like a Raider to me. I mean, those I don't know why.
The Raiders of the old or the Raiders of the new?
Both. He feels like a Raider. He's a dynamic linebacker. I like him a lot. He makes a lot of things happen. He's just a playmaker, and I think he'll be a good one for Coach Gruden.
I cannot argue that one bit. Now, I went a little bit of the different. I went with Jeffrey Simmons, defensive tackle out of Mississippi.
Okay.
I agree with what you're saying about how they're going to go defense in the first round. They're solid at their quarterback.
Definitely.
They got their
got
receiver
Brown.
in now.
They've
got some other playmakers that will help
Jared Cook.
help the others shine as
Yes.
well. So yeah, I agree with you. I think they're going to go defense in those first round.
Yeah.
Now, are they going to go with the picks that we picked, the picks that you picked? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, pick number 28 to the San Diego, Los Angeles, Las Vegas Chargers.
You
Whatever.
forgot St. Louis.
Yeah, I don't even know where they live anymore. I went linebacker from Alabama, Mac Wilson. Good Lord, he's just a fun. He's a fun athlete to
He's a
watch.
fun
He's
freight
nasty.
train.
He's nasty. He's got that RH factor. He can run and hit. I think he's a good player for the Chargers.
I went with Jerry Tilley, defensive tackle out of Notre Dame.
Okay, I can see it. I can
And
see
then-
it. It feels right. It's warm
can
and
look
fuzzy
at-
in my heart.
At least you have a heart.
Yes.
There's certain players we get really lit up about. There's certain players that, we mentioned that, they're high quality, supreme athletes that we don't get so hyped up about. I think Jerry Tilley is one of those players that everybody loves, but they don't get super hyped about it. But I think he's gonna go into any organization that he goes into and do extremely well. He's gonna go in, he's gonna do his job. And if that's to clog up the line, he's going to do it. If that's to rush the passer, he's going to do it.
Yeah, to me, Tillery seems like a good utility lineman. You can put him on the inside and the outside a little bit. The only gripe I would have with him is his athleticism. Maybe that doesn't translate as a first round pick to me, and that's why I didn't put him in there.
We'll see. Moving on.
Yes. Kansas City at number 29.
Go ahead.
Rest in peace, Kansas City. I think you've had your run.
No way.
With the problems that they've had with Kareem Hunt and then now Tyreek Hill, that offense becomes a lot less dynamic. Their defense was a mess to begin with, and they've lost three of their defensive leaders in D Ford, Justin Houston, and Eric Berry. I think you've got to start retooling a little bit. And I'm starting with defense, and I went Dexter Lawrence from Clemson here at this pick.
Coach, I got the same pick. I got the exact same pick. But I disagree with you. I think Kansas City is going to be a powerhouse team for years to come. They will build everything they got to around Patrick Mahomes.
I think Patrick Mahomes is a fantastic quarterback. He's a great athlete. He does a lot of things that we've never seen before.
And that's why I call him a magical unicorn that shits rainbows.
Yes, he really does.
He is fun to watch.
He's a blast.
I
love the kid's
Cut
attitude.
me, I'm going to bleed blue. I promise you that. But I love watching that guy play.
He's got a great attitude. He's a fantastic athlete. He's a shortstop playing quarterback. And
Good analogy.
To see
Great
him,
analogy. I love that.
To see him doing the things that he does, it's very exciting. He's going to make people look good that aren't necessarily that good over the next coming years. But I think they're going to have a bad year this year. But I think they reload and they come back the following. So
I don't even know if they're going to have that an off year. I think they're going to stay powerhouses. I think the Colts are going to have to compete with them yearly, year in and year out. And I think it's going to be exciting to watch.
Oh, they're not going away.
I think it's going to be exciting.
They're not going away, but they're not going away permanently.
And
they're taking a vacation this year, I think.
I'll tell you what, I'm in a couple of Kansas City pages, and I've reached out and I've talked to some of them. Some of them follow us. And some of them I've gotten a little closer to. And these are some of the nicest people that just love their team.
Well, they've got a great fan base. They've got a fantastic fan base.
I absolutely love reaching out to the Kansas City fans.
I drove out west last year during the summer and had the opportunity to drive by their stadium.
Did you stop?
I wanted to. I got tears in my eyes when I drove by it.
is
Arrowhead's
stable
wonderful.
in the NFL.
Yes, that is a beautiful stadium. Just driving by it, that's definitely the gem in the crown of Kansas City. There, I love that place.
But I mean, we've got the same picks. I just disagree with you that as far as their competitiveness is going to be next year. I think they're still going to be up there. I still think they're going to compete strongly.
Well, their schedule is going to get tougher.
AFC.
I think the AFC West is going to get better. The Raiders are going to be something to contend with next year, I believe.
The Raiders are definitely going to be somebody to contend with.
Yeah.
Now, I know they had a crap year this year, but Gruden's plan is shaping up.
Oh,
it's absolutely shaping up. And if you're not looking at that team, and if you're not worried, you don't belong in the NFL. You don't belong in a coaching position.
Okay, let's move on to.
I don't want to. Let's keep talking about Kansas.
Let's move on to Green Bay. So Green Bay gets their second pick of the first round. I've got them going tight end with Irv Smith from Alabama. The reason I went with this, I think you couple him with Metcalf, and you finally get a 1-2 punch in the downfield for Aaron Rodgers. I think it really helps them out. He can block. He's more of a traditional tight end. I think he's just a good fit for him. That's why I went with tight end. Irv Smith from Alabama.
Is that what you want?
Junior.
I went the other way, Coach. I'm giving him Jonathan Abram, safety out of Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Their first pick, they got a wide receiver on my board.
Yeah.
A high-profile receiver that's going to instantly step in and help Rodgers out. But everybody knows it takes defenses to win championships. So I think they're going to try to split what they have through the draft. And
they took some losses on defense through free agency this year too.
And ping pong back a little bit. The primary concern is going to be helping Rodgers out. But their secondary primary concern is getting that defense back up.
I agree. They need to work on it. But they addressed some of it through free agency this year with the 3 players that they picked up.
A little bit.
There was no fireworks in those three pickups, but to me they're nice solid picks. So
they are solid, and they're going to be able to come right in and start to play. But longevity of the team, and that's what the draft is for, is to start building your longevity.
Yeah.
They know that this league is a passing league nowadays.
Oh yeah.
And
you've got to be able to pass, and you've got to be able to defend a pass.
Right.
So
and that's the reason I went with the safety. As we talk about our algorithm is why we picked what we picked. Number 31,
our
Los
algorithm.
Angeles.
The Rams,
St. Louis,
yeah,
whatever they are anymore.
Super sexy pick at 31. I see you have Byron Murphy.
I have Byron Murphy.
He is not a disappointment. I really like Byron Murphy. He's a solid cornerback. I think he'll fit right in with them. They need depth in the secondary also. I went offensive line. They had a little bit of trouble with their offensive line this year with depth. I don't think Andre Dillard is going to step right in and start for them with that pick. However, within a year or two, he may be a staple of that offensive line. I think he's versatile enough that he can play guard or tackle. So he's a good versatile depth pick for them on the offensive line.
Either way, I don't think either one of if they go my way or go your way, they're not going to go wrong.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think
they don't have
two key positions that need addressed.
The Rams don't have a ton of needs. They really don't. I mean, if you look across the board, you look at their roster, talent-wise, they're as talented as any other team in the NFL, maybe better. The only thing that they have to really be concerned about is how injury affects them, and that's where depth comes in. So, to me, they could have used a running back here. They could go get depth at running back. But I went offensive
get rid
tackle.
of boy?
No, I don't think they're going to get rid of him at all.
I mean, now there was some controversy at the
There's some
Super
talk
Bowl.
about. There's talk about he has arthritis. That's a rumor. I don't know if that's actually true. If that's the case, that's not good.
WD-40 will fix that.
That's not good, though. If you got a guy that you're starting to get inflammation in his joints at that young of an age and carrying the kind of load that Todd Gurley carries, that's not good at all.
Hey, this is a true story. I used to help out farmers, and this one old boy, he was spraying WD-40 on his knees. And I said, "What are you doing that for?" He said, "Well, I got arthritis, and this keeps the joints loosened up. It loosens up the bolts, loosens up my knees." I said, "Nuh-uh." And
there you go.
Sure enough.
Well, they could use.
That's what they kept using.
They could use a whole case of WD-40.
WD-40 on their knees. Funniest thing. There's some other stories I got about farm and cow stumps and all that. We'll have to have a show just for that.
Okay, number 32.
Nobody cares. We don't want to talk about it.
The New England
They're
Patriots. Now this
you're going to keep talking, aren't you?
This is actually a fun pick to talk about because.
But it's a crap team to talk about.
Before Gronkowski retired, put in for his retirement, I was really thinking this is where they trade out of the first round and trade that pick to either Chicago or Dallas. And I was thinking that at 32, with who was left and the talent that's left, if Dallas were to be able to trade into that pick, this would be time to go get a tight end.
They got Wheaton back, though.
But they got Witten back.
Wheaton.
Yeah, Gronkowski retires, and now the New England Patriots go and get Noah Fant, the second great tight end from Iowa.
I agree with you 100%. And I got Fant on the same position, pretty much for the same reason, because Gronk's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows how Brady loves to check down.
Yeah, he's going to be a good fit there.
And just dump it off.
Well, and
I think that's why he keeps playing, because he doesn't throw those long bombs that get you these monstrous yards every game. He's got to throw 100 dump passes to get his yardage numbers up.
I agree with that. You put Fant out on the edge and leave him as your safety valve.
And have you seen that guy's arms?
He's a monster. He's more of your traditional NFL tight end. What you think of when you think 1980s, 1990s tight ends, where they go out and they put a check block on they chip off the end and then go out on a route. This is an end of the line tight end. He's not going to be in the slot much. He's got great hands though. No doubt he's going to be fun to watch in the red zone. Hopefully he's not great for years to come in New England, but I think he will be.
Okay, can we stop talking about New England now? I hate those guys. Absolutely hate them. Dean Spears, that was for you, buddy. I hope Tom.
I apologize for all
I'm
the
not a
talk,
mean
but,
person.
Yeah.
And I don't just go around wishing pain on nobody, because I live in pain 24/7.
Yeah.
But I'm really hoping Tom Brady breaks his hip on the field.
I didn't think he would make it through the season last year with the shape that his offensive line was in, but they didn't need to protect him because Bill Belichick protected him with his play calling and his scheme. So as long as Tom Brady's arm doesn't fall off, I think he's going to be in that backfield throwing passes. He may be doing it till he's 50. I hope not, but because he makes me sick. But
I do. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You know what? And the bad thing is, I don't take nothing away from his talent because he is a talented quarterback. But I hope he breaks his daggum hip on the field. Get your old butt off the field. Everybody else retires when it's time to retire.
For real.
Why aren't you?
For real.
Leave us alone now.
I like it.
Break a hip and go home. Go to the old folks' home.
Well,
wow, that was
that gets us through our first round.
Yeah,
that's
an hour and 20-some-odd minutes later. We're done with the first round. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why we decided to only do first round.
Yeah, we couldn't have done more than this. And plus, as convoluted as this got towards the end, for me, I can't go deeper than this. I really can't. Because it would be like, okay, we're going to take Jimmy Smith from Arsenal Tech at round number 3 for the New England Patriots, and I think he's going to be a great little linebacker for them. But I don't know. No, to me, I've done my due diligence on the first round, and that was tough enough. I don't know how these GMs do it. I don't know how GMs do it.
They got a staff of 20 people. Scouting reports. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I don't. I got me, my computer, and a dog that bites me.
Well,
and I try to get things done.
That dog's got some sense.
You got a fiance that does all your work for you.
Well, she did all these picks. I just had to justify it.
See? Anyway, it's been fun. This is fun. Now, I got a question for you, Coach. Mm-hmm. I don't mean to surprise you. Too many things, but this one might surprise you. What do you think about having a draft party here in the studio on the 25th?
I think it'd be a fantastic idea.
Are you liking it?
Yeah, I would love to have people down here, see the new studio, get down here and watch the draft with us. Maybe get some guest analysts to come in here and talk to us.
Yeah, because we're going to be live anyways.
Yeah, might as well do it.
We don't have the biggest of buildings. We can't house everybody.
No, but we can get 10 or 15.
Oh, I'm sorry, not fiance. I've been corrected.
She's gonna.
You know what I mean, Chris.
You know what's gonna happen now.
I'm gonna run.
No, I'm gonna have to marry her so you don't look bad.
Don't blame it on me, buddy.
Oh no. She said, "I don't want to get married."
I see it.
It's okay. But
anyways, we can't house everybody that watches the show, that comments on the show. How you want to do this?
Well, I think we can invite some people in. Why don't we invite our winner in from the mock draft to come pick up their Eric Ebron helmet? And
well,
invite them in
I know we got somebody.
Them and a guest.
I know we got somebody in Texas right now watching us. I'm not real sure where Eric's from. Some other people. No girls allowed, Christian. I'm sorry.
Oh, she can come. I'm taking the no girls sign off the door.
No, this is the He-Man.
She might
this
bring
is the He-Man Woman Hater Club.
she might bring the poodle with her.
So you gotta make the sandwiches.
Whoa, well. I didn't
Was
say
that
I didn't say
sexist
that.
or not?
I didn't say that.
No. But that's the thing. The winner might not be local. They might not be able to make it, so we can't do that. Let's leave it to these guys.
Okay.
To the fans of the show, the people that listen to our rants, people that comment on everything. If you guys are in the Indianapolis area or surrounding areas and you don't mind a little,
shoot us a message.
Little drive. Comment on this.
We'll pick one at random.
Well, we got more space than for one. We can.
We're gonna have friends.
We can do.
We have friends. We can have friends.
You have friends. I don't. That's why I got dogs.
Okay. Eric's from Kalamazoo. He's disappointed.
Kalamazoo. What a fun name to say.
You can Uber down, Eric.
Anyways, it's a hell of an Uber trip.
I'm not paying the bill.
You guys let us know what you think. Comment on in the comment section if you're interested in having a draft party here at the studios with us. If we get enough interest, we'll try to put something together. Yeah. If we don't, as we build and grow the show, we'll do more and try to get everybody more active. Because that's one of the reasons I wanted to stay live while we record the podcast.
I love it.
Because I connected out with all these people. Well, not all of them. I mean, there's over 10,000 people in all these groups. But I connected with a lot of people out there, and I didn't want to lose that connection. Great people, great fans, especially of the Colts. I just didn't want to lose it. That's why I wanted to keep this podcast a live podcast, if you will.
Yes, I like it.
We record it, take the audio, and load it up into SoundCloud or iTunes or whatever it's going to be. But that's why I didn't want to lose. I did not want to lose the connection that I'd already started building with a lot of these people. So we'll give it up to you guys. If you like the ideal, comment, hey, that'd be great, that'd be fun. There's a couple hotels right up the road, too.
What are you trying to say?
Well, if they get drunk or something, you can Uber up to the hotel.
There you go. I like it.
You'll have to provide your own alcohol. I don't drink, so I'm not going to buy it. Now, I do cocaine, so... If you want to bring that, no, I'm teasing. So you guys comment. But hey, Coach, another thing I wanted to throw at you. Mm-hmm. You know sports guys. You know how teams are formed, and you know what it takes to be on a team. And most everybody that's going to listen to this podcast or watch this live video knows the character that a team atmosphere builds.
Yes.
And I wholeheartedly believe that character translates into the real world, into the working world. Mm-hmm. So what I would like to do is at the end of every segment is invite people to comment, hey, my company's hiring.
Oh,
because the
I'm
people that's going to watch and hear this podcast are sports people that grew up playing sports, grew up having that character installed into them in a young age. I think if people comment that they're hiring or that they're looking, that they're going to find quality people that watch this show or listen to this podcast.
Yes.
So what I want to do is I want to invite all you business owners, all you HR personnel, to put in the comments, and even when we put the podcast in the SoundCloud, you can make comments on the show that your company's hiring. If you know somewhere that's hiring and you need help, use this platform to find the right people because you know their character, you know how they're built. No, not everybody's the right fit for everything, but it's a damn good start.
And everybody needs a job.
Well, yeah, except for me.
Well, you got a job.
My job is looking sexy.
And you're good at it.
As I flip my hair.
I think on that note, we need to call this one to an end.
Well, this is the famous point where I remind you guys to be good to each other, treat each other right, no drinking and driving. Call the Uber. It's a whole lot cheaper. I promise you that.
Arrivederci.
And we'll see you guys on next time. And as always, go Colts! That means cut it.
Got it.
That was fun.
That turned out really good. I like that one.
That was fun. No, we're only going to do it right.